listen to a lot of podcasts. I follow a lot of wellness and business and fitness influencers, read a lot of blogs, read a lot of books, listen to a lot of things. And one thing that I think most of these influencers and business people are getting wrong is they focus on helping people thrive instead of focusing on helping them survive. Because you need to be surviving before you can even worry about thriving. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Stay tuned.
You're listening to the Wellness Simplified podcast. Simple wellness tips to help you improve your life without turning it upside down. With your host, award-winning fitness instructor, nutrition coach, and wellness expert, Suzi Fevens.
I've been really looking forward to recording this episode, and ironically, I'm having a very difficult time recording it. I have deleted it and restarted it 3 or 4 times now, so hopefully this is the one. Surviving versus thriving. Oh man. I think that there's a lot of influencers, social media accounts, podcasts, blog posts, books out there that are really helpful for people who are in a position where they're already thriving or they're surviving quite easily. And this can help move them to thriving or thriving even more. But very rarely are they promoted as such. It's not like this book is for you if you need or want to go from a 5-figure business to a 6-figure business. It's just like, here is how to make all of your dreams come true. I don't know. I just don't feel like things are described appropriately. So, for instance, there's some podcasts, some business podcasts, specifically that I listen to that I really enjoy, that have great information. But all of that information is specifically for people who are in a place of easily surviving or thriving in their business. Like, these are people who are clearly being able to pay themselves a living wage. They probably have a few staff members, they're like doing pretty well. And the tips and advice shared on those podcasts are wonderful for those people. But for the people who are just trying to get their first sale, who are just trying to make enough money to even pay their mortgage payment, the information isn't helpful. And nowhere in the podcast, the book, whatever, does it say, if you are not at this position, this probably isn't for you. There's none of that. It's always just like, wherever you are, you can do this. Well, sure. Wherever you are, you can do this, but probably not with the information they're giving you. You need the information before their information. Just like in last week's episode, I talked about how you have to be able to take care of yourself before you should really worry about some of those other things. If you're not eating, if you're not sleeping, then who the hell cares about your pedicure? Like, that is not going to save you. If you're not sleeping, a pedicure isn't going to save you. So the same thing happens, and I think a lot of times about this in a mental health standpoint, that a lot of and maybe it's just because I'm exposed to it more because I am a yoga instructor, I am a meditation teacher, I'm all these things. A positive mindset isn't going to save you from chronic depression or anxiety, right? You need other things. But that's not how those things are promoted. Promoted as the end-all be-all. And yeah, I have a mindset course. It's a 5-day course. But it is mostly to help you identify your triggers, identify the stories that you're telling yourself so that you can start to rewrite them. I don't for a second think that 5-day mindset challenge is going to help you make $1 million next week. I just want you to feel maybe 5% better about yourself. Like, I always try to create my stuff so that you feel a little bit better about where you are and not like you're going to be a fitness model tomorrow, because that is not realistic for most people, nor is it a healthy goal for most people. And I think the real challenging thing about all of this is because this happens in business, this happens in fitness, this happens in nutrition, this happens in wellness, this happens in everything, is that the people who are most susceptible to that messaging are the people who it is not appropriate for. The person who is really, really struggling with their weight is the person who's going to be most susceptible to one of these crazy diet plans. The person who is drowning in debt is going to be more susceptible to one of these business plans where you could build a team of people below you and end up a millionaire in 3 years. Like, it's the people who are most vulnerable in those times because they are trying to survive. They get sucked into these programs, these whatever courses, ideas, whatever, because there's no end of them out there that are not meant for them. I really hope that this makes sense, because I think this is a really important topic that we need to talk about more freely, and that is that a lot of fitness and wellness things, they're almost predatory. They're almost predatory because they make you think that, okay, I've failed every time before. Obviously, it's a problem with me. So I'm going to try this thing this time and it is going to work. But maybe it wasn't you at all. Maybe it's something going a little bit wonky with your endocrine system. Maybe your hormones a little out of whack. And nothing you do is ever going to sort out your problems until you address those specific problems. If we go back to my personal burnout, because, it's the easiest example I can think of. I knew the things to get over burnout or prevent burnout. I was doing them. I changed my entire business. I made a whole lot of lifestyle changes, but it wasn't enough because I needed the assistance of a professional. I needed some naturopathic prescriptions to help, because I was living on adrenaline. Now, if I wasn't me and I didn't know, and I saw myself gaining weight, because I've gained weight, I would think, okay, I need to go on a diet. And you know what would have happened? I would have made things a million times worse, because I wasn't surviving at that point. I needed to get to a point where my body is surviving before I could worry about any of that. And that's why I still haven't started worrying about that, because it takes time to recover from burnout. You don't just take a pill and the next day you're fine. Like, you have to set up boundaries, you have to make changes, you have to do all of these things. And yeah, I'm doing really well, but it is not an appropriate time for me to worry about trying to lose weight, because it'd be so easy for me to slip right back into where I was, and then I would be no further ahead. Would it be amazing from a social media standpoint if I lost a whole bunch of weight, posted some pictures on Instagram and said, listen, I recovered from burnout and now I'm in the best shape of my life and I can help you do the same? Yeah. But would that also be a lie? Absolutely, because I didn't do it all myself. I sought out outside assistance. I have a naturopath. I have some coaches and consultants that I deal with that help me get to where I am right now. I can't in good conscience say I can take you from barely surviving to thriving on this. But what I can do is, if you're in a place where you're starting to feel yourself move into that burnout phase, I can help you patch those holes so you don't get to where I was. Or if you've already overcome some of those things, made the lifestyle changes, gotten your hormones under control, endocrine system back on track, etc., I can help you go from surviving to thriving. Yes, that's what I can do. But if you are suicidal, no meditation is going to help. You need more help than that. But if you look for it, I bet you can find someone who has a program that claims that if you do their meditation every day for 28 days, it will completely get rid of your anxiety. Do I have a yoga for stress and anxiety program? Yes. Does it claim to cure you? No. Does it claim to help promote a healthier mindset? Yes. Very different things. We need to be surviving before we can thrive. And especially when it comes to health and wellness, you're going to need a specific professional to help you get to surviving. A fitness instructor is not going to get you to surviving. We can get you from surviving to thriving. We can help you patch the holes to keep you from starting to drown, starting to tread water. But therapists, family doctors, all those other types of things that I can't think of right now. Those are the people you're going to have to go to the big guys to help with some of that stuff. It's not going to be someone on Instagram. Anyway, I hope that this has made sense. I hope you get what I'm saying here and you don't think that I've completely lost my mind. I would love to help if you feel like you're currently just barely surviving, but you are surviving. I would love to help you patch the holes in your boat to make sure that you stay afloat. I would love to help you make upgrades to your boat so that you can thrive on the seas. But if you are waiting for a boat to come save you, nobody on Instagram, unless they are a medical professional, is going to be your answer. You're going to have to do the scary thing and reach out to a doctor, naturopath, therapist, psychologist, whomever. Those are the people who are going to be able to help you survive, not somebody who's selling a weight loss program on the internet. That's it for today. I'd love to hear what you thought of today's episode. You can find me on Instagram at Suzi Confesses or on Facebook at facebook.com/confessions of a fitness instructor. You can always email me at info@suzifevens.ca, and you can find my virtual wellness studio at welluniversity.ca. All of the links are in the description below. Thank you so much for listening, and I sincerely hope that you are surviving or thriving. But if you're not, please reach out for some help, because there is help out there. I'll talk to you next week.